National IP Yatra Nagaland 2025, two-day event on intellectual property rights organized by the Investment and Development Authority of Nagaland in collaboration with Ministry of Micro and Small Medium Enterprises and Patent Information Center, Nagaland Science Technology Council, Department of Science and Technology. This event is dedicated to the critical discourse of intellectual property rights and its role in fostering innovation, entrepreneurship, and economic growth.
As we all know, Nagaland is a land of rich cultural heritage, indigenous knowledge, and entrepreneurial potential. Our artisans, weavers, agro-entrepreneurs, and small business owners create unique products that reflect our traditions, skills, and innovations. Our farmers have carefully preserved and cultivated unique plant varieties with medicinal, nutritional, and commercial value. However, in today's fast evolving world, talent and creativity alone are not enough. Protecting intellectual assets is equally important. This is where intellectual property rights play a crucial role. Nagaland has made significant strides in intellectual property rights, particularly in geographical indications. As has been mentioned, Naga King chili. This is also often called as Naga Mircha, Put Chalukya. I request all of you not to call this as Naga Mircha or Put Chalukya. Call it, this is better that this is GI tag as Naga King chili. So officially it should be called as Naga King chili. So as you all know, this is one of the world's hottest chilies, prized for its fiery spice and unique aroma. Then the other one is the Naga tree tomato, which has also obtained a GI tag, a fruit indigenous to our region appreciated for its tangy flavor. Then comes Naga cucumber, which is highly sought after for its soft texture, juiciness, and natural sweetness. Then comes the Chakesang shawl, which has been mentioned by our earlier speaker, a handcrafted textile deeply rooted in our culture and identity. Additionally, for your information, GI registration is also applied for job steers, foxtail millet, colored corn, the colored maize that we have, which is also indigenous to our land. Then the collard beans, the famous collard beans. Of course, there are different varieties. So these are also applied for GI registration by the Department of Agriculture. As mentioned, there are many other crops which needs recognition, which needs to be protected in the form of GI registration, which we have to all work hard towards obtaining GI registration. These GI tags have not only enhanced the value of our products, but also prevented unauthorized use and opened doors to market access. As rightly mentioned by our earlier speaker, we have not really taken advantage of the GI registration of these three crops, also the Chakesang shawl probably. So this is one area where we have to all put our heads together and then we have to take full advantage. Many more products such as indigenous rice, land races, other cereals, tuber crops. We have rich tuber crops in Nagaland. Then the medicinal plants, wild fruits and vegetables, and the traditional handcrafts deserve similar recognition. Our wild asparagus, the other day, just last week, I came across wild asparagus grown here in Nagaland. I was curious to know, so I asked from whoever has given me that information, I've asked for a sample. And I was given 2 kgs of asparagus. This morning I had asparagus, wild asparagus, meal and cake. It's as nutritious and it's fleshy as any cultivated cultivar. So such wild, we have wealth of wild plants, wild vegetables, wild fruits are there, which also needs to be recognized, perhaps get the GI registration for all this. It is crucial that only authentic Nagaland-based producers benefit from these unique products. We are gathered here for this very important intellectual property rights. So we need to properly understand why intellectual property rights matter for Nagaland. Firstly, why it matters is protecting our traditional knowledge and unique products. Our traditional crops and medicinal plants, which are indigenous and endemic to our state, need legal protection against piracy and exploitation by external entities. Because of our ignorance, in the past, a lot of our plants, for example, polyphyra, Paris polyphylla, and also this pseudoginseng. There are many more which have been pirated, which have been, taken away by outsiders for just small, price, small amount. If we are not careful, all these plants which are endemic, which are indigenous to our state, are going to be extinct. And when these plants get extinct, how sad, how big a loss it is for us. So we have to all understand this. The Plant Variety Protection, PVP, and GI tags safeguard these valuable genetic resources while ensuring that local farmers receive fair benefits. Secondly, why we should understand the intellectual property rights is about preserving traditional knowledge and indigenous practices. Nagaland's farmers and traditional healers possesses immense knowledge about medicinal plants, our organic and natural farming practices, and climate-resilient crops through time-tested experiences. Protecting this wisdom under the Biological Diversity Act 2002 ensures that local communities receive fair benefits from research and commercial use and prevents unauthorized patents by outsiders. Our traditional chum cultivation, which is often considered as destructive, but these practices sustain us through generation. Is also a way of life for the Nagas, which is, although it is considered destructive, it has a lot of positive traits, a lot of advantages are there. So I always consider this as an institution itself. The practice itself is an institution. So if there are any destructive practices that can be researched, or maybe if there are some positive aspects, they need to be researched, and we have to blend the modern technology with these traditional ones. This is very much essential. So this practice itself is an institution, as I said, and hold ecological wisdom that deserves recognition and protection. There are a lot of things, a lot of good values are there in this practice. For instance, I'll just cite one example. Alder-based agriculture in Kohima, which is practiced for generations. This also needs to be patented, or maybe, given due recognition. So these are just a small example that I'm citing. Then comes the harnessing the medicinal and herbal knowledge that our forefathers, and even to this day, we have been practicing, and we really believe on them. So medicinal plants used by traditional healers, such as the Ras Semiyalada sumac, the Ras Semiyalada, that's that in our it's tamu, in Notai is tampak. That one, known for its medicinal properties. It's a magic, plant. Why it helps, everybody knows. Indigestion, things like that, no? Many things. It also, reduces blood pressure and things like that. I mean, it's a proven example from me. I was, depend on this. And when I travel abroad, or when I travel, I used to always carry this. And many of the Nagas sitting here also, I'm sure you must be carrying also. So these are small examples which, traditional healing properties are there, which we need to identify. So this holds great potential for patenting and benefit sharing agreements under the Biological Diversity Act 2002. Even insects, there are so many beneficial insects which are used as medicinal insects. In bees also, honeybees, that stingless bees. The honey of stingless bee is also considered to be medicinal. It contains high medicinal value. Not only honey itself is having high medicinal value, but this stingless bee honey needs to be also researched. It has a lot of healing property, and this is only believed and this is only practiced in Nagaland. So this also needs to be recognized. The Nagaland State Biodiversity Board has been documenting indigenous traditional knowledge through people's biodiversity registers, ensuring future generations inherit and benefit from our biodiversity. The next aspect is on empowering MSMEs, farmers and local entrepreneurs. This also needs to be understood. The MSME sector is the backbone of Nagaland's economy, that we all agree, providing employment and sustaining livelihoods. Many entrepreneurs and farmers are unaware of how to leverage intellectual property rights for plant protection, business expansion, and preventing imitations. Patents, trademarks, copyrights, and plant variety protection can help safeguard their innovations and improve market reach. The next aspect is about encouraging innovation and research in agriculture and business. As we are all aware, with rapid advancements in organic farming, agro-processing, and sustainable agriculture practices, protecting innovative farming techniques and plant breeding efforts will encourage scientific development while respecting traditional knowledge holders. A strong IPR framework will help farmers and agripreneurs secure better market access, attract premium pricing, and explore export opportunities. The next aspect on why IPR matters in Nagaland is on protecting Nagaland's handlooms, crafts, and artistic works. Naga handwoven textiles, bamboo crafts, wood carvings, and traditional jewelry are admirable and admired worldwide. Trademarks and copyrights can prevent cheap imitations and ensure that our artisans receive financial benefits and due recognition. However, despite its potential, Nagaland faces key challenges in implementing intellectual property rights effectively, some of which are limited awareness among farmers, artisans, and entrepreneurs about IPR benefits. Lack of legal expertise and financial resources to file patents or GI registration, which is already mentioned by our earlier speaker. Threat of biopiracy, where external entities claim rights over indigenous knowledge without fair compensation. So to address these challenges and the way forward for strengthening Nagaland's intellectual property ecosystem, we must enhance awareness by organizing training programs for policymakers, researchers, students, farmers, and artisans on the importance of IPR. Set up legal and financial support systems. Provide assistance for patent filing, GI registration, and trademark protection for local entrepreneurs. Encourage research and collaboration through universities, research institutions, and government agencies must work together to document and protect Nagaland's rich biodiversity and traditional knowledge. To expand IPR outreach, we have to promote awareness programs in districts and rural areas to ensure every farmer and entrepreneur understands the power of intellectual property. I would like to just cite one example why preserving local germplasm is important. Just a few days back, you must have also gone through, it came out from this Morung Express, just two days back rather. The news article, says, seeds of survival amid conflict, Sudan is saving its agricultural future. So this has attracted my attention. So I went through this, and today I thought I would just share with you this very example. As we all know, there's a conflict going on in Sudan, and so this ongoing conflict in Sudan is threatening its food security and agricultural heritage. Farmers, because of this conflict, two consecutive farming seasons, they have not been able to cultivate due to war, and the stored seeds and grains have been looted and sold in markets. So this being a very grave situation, Sudan government have taken a crucial step by depositing its germplasm, the plant germplasms, in the Svalbard Global Seed Vault, which is located in Norway. They have, this is a very cold country, so they have deposited their germplasm of different crop varieties in this Global Seed Vault. So this act ensures that despite the devastation, Sudan's agricultural future remains intact. So this example makes us realize the critical importance of preserving our own local germplasm. In Nagaland, safeguarding our unique plant varieties and traditional knowledge through proper documentation, legal protection, and conservation efforts will ensure that we do not face similar risks in future. In conclusion, intellectual property rights are not just legal tools, they are a means of empowerment, economic growth, and cultural preservation. They protect our traditional knowledge, promote innovation, and ensure that economic benefits reach our local communities. Through this important workshop, let us reaffirm our commitment to protecting and promoting Nagaland's intellectual property. Our knowledge, resources, and cultural heritage belongs to us, and it is our duty to ensure that they benefit our people, both now and in the future. With these few words, I extend my best wishes for a success.
To begin with this program, I request Sri Reni Wilfred, IAS, Joint Secretary to the Government of Nagaland, for the opening remarks and welcome address.
Movement to recognize, protect, and propel forward intellectual wealth that live within our communities, our artisans and farmers. Today, we affirm that ideas have values and that value must be safeguarded. IP Yatra is an initiative of Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises for enhancing awareness on intellectual property rights, developing synergies between government and private institutions to increase IP filing within India and outside India, and for sensitizing and familiarizing MSMEs about IP support mechanisms that are available. IP Yatra also serves as a platform for MSMEs to showcase their innovation and creativity. Nagaland is a home to wealth of traditional knowledge, artisanal craft, bioresources, and creative expressions. Yet many of these treasures are unrecognized in the formal economy due to lack of awareness and access to intellectual property right regimes. The outcome of this IP Yatra is expected to reach the length and breadth of our state, reaching farmers, artisans, weavers, students, innovators and startups to educate, empower and equip them with tools necessary to protect their intellectual capital. This initiative is not just about registration and trademarks. It's about giving ownership back to our people. Whether it is the Naga shawl, indigenous fermentation techniques, traditional herbal medicines, the design language of our Naga shawls, our craftsmanships. These are not just products, these are our identities. They deserve legal protection, economic incentive, and an opportunity to enter the global market on our own terms. It's about developing an ecosystem of accessibility and economic opportunity which are future facing. The IP Yatra and IPFC proposes to become a living and traveling ecosystem for innovation-based growth. As we embark on this journey, it's on all of us to take the best benefit out of this ecosystem being built and to take forward the learnings from this two-day workshop to the people around us. To just a brief about what all are the activities that are happening in Nagaland under IP. The Department of NASTEC is already helping public in registrations, and under IDAN there are facilities for public to avail the benefit of IP registration, wherein there will be refunds happening for the next 1 year for intellectual property right, trademarks and copyright marks. The government will be refunding through IDAN under one of the projects the amount that have to be paid by the beneficiary. So it is requested that you all may convey this information to the public to ensure that people are coming forward and availing the benefit. Second is about how the thing is done. How do we register for GI, patent, intellectual property right, trademarks and certification? There are multiple engagements that has been coordinated under the aegis of IDAN currently. There are multiple departments also working in this field. So to make things very simple, if you have a requirement regarding IP rights, you just need to give a call to our toll-free number 9436030303, and the call will be responded and you will be connected with the corresponding entity. It may be with NASTEC, or it may be with SAS Medsifima, or it may be with any other organization where they will be able to help you out, and we will be providing all the ecosystem support. Also, when we talk about IP and creativity, we think about high-end systems which are intellectual property rights and GI tag and all those things. It is not so. Our tree tomatoes are eligible for GI tagging. Our collar is eligible. Our designs made in Nagaland, let us say what is being done by NGIS Nagaland for drone, they are patentable. There are solutions that are being brought out by many entities in Nagaland, which can be either trademark, copyrighted to ensure that the protection happens. Just to give a simple example, I'm just showcasing one thing to you. This looks like a very nice book, and this is a present being offered by one of the entrepreneurs. And on the first page, if you can see, there is a writing about the foreword is written, and if you turn to the other side, it is a set of products being offered. And I just thought of bringing it over here, since when people are going back from Nagaland, they would like to carry souvenirs back with them. People from Mikey are here, naturally Nagaland here, incubators like Edu Center, YouthNet are here. You also can think about souvenirs that actually carry our valuable creative products by people who are traveling back from Nagaland, which becomes a cherished gift that they can pass on to families and all, which is very convenient to carry and elegant as well. With these few words, I conclude my welcome speech, and I invite everyone to the 2-day session that will be happening. and wish you all a pleasant and blessed learning experience. Thank you.
Namaste. Mission Director and Scientist D, Nagaland Science Mission and NASTEC, Department of Science and Technology. Ma'am, as you come here to deliver your speech, I kindly ask you to receive a small token of appreciation from us as you come here.
The intellectual property rights. But before that, I'll give a brief introduction about how the Council, the NASTEC, that is the Science and Technology Council, and the Patent Information Center came into being. So the initiative to establish State Council for Science and Technology was first taken place way back in 1971, when the then Minister for Science and Technology and Chairman for National Committee for Science and Technology wrote to all the chief ministers of all the states, stressing that irrespective of the large investment of the central government in science and technology in various sectors, the Central Agency for Science and Technology must take the states alone if the development goals has to be attained. With that, initially some of the states that have responded, followed by the rest of the states. So that is how the State Science and Technology Council was established in all the states and the Union territories. So in line with the rest of the country, Nagaland Science and Technology Council was established under the Department of Science and Technology, Government of Nagaland in the year 1999. So that is basically to fulfill, this was set up to fulfill the mandate of the department, that is to carry out the research and development activities, to create a scientific temper in the state, and also to play a role, a catalytic role between the central agency and the state government. Today, intellectual property protection plays a very significant role, and also it plays a key role in gaining an advantageous position in today's competitive technological world for achieving economic growth and development in the country. So in order to provide the IP-related activities, a single window called Patent Facilitating Center. In the year 1995, this was set up by the Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India, under TIFAC. That is an autonomous body called Technology Information Forecasting and Assessment Council. So as a state-level extension to cater, to reach out to all the states, those are located in the remote areas, to reach out to the universities, R&D institutions. A state-level extension has been created called the Patent Information Center by the Government of India. So this is how the Patent Information Center has been established in all the states. And the Patent Information Center in Nagaland was established in the year 2011 at Science and Technology Council. So initially for 2 or 3 years, the time was spent in capacity building of the PIC manpower, giving training, empowering the staffs, and also coming to the activities and achievement of the Patent Information Center in the state. The Patent Information Center has been continuously creating awareness through state-level workshops, national workshops, seminars at various schools, colleges, universities, and to the other stakeholders like Innovators, to the tribal hosts, to the other NGOs, and at the same time guiding and facilitating in filing the various IP rights. And Patent Information Center is also pioneer in setting up the IPR Facilitating Center in the state. So far we have set up 4 IPR cells in university, in colleges, and one in the line department, that is the Department of Industry and Commerce for the Startup India. So, and also we provide free services, free prior art search for patent, trademark, copyrights, and design. And currently we are in the process of drafting IP policy for the state of Nagaland. So coming to the limitation that we have is that limited fund and the limited manpower. That is the limitation that we have. But yet, at the same time, the opportunities and the challenges through this journey that I want to share today is that while doing, throughout this journey on the IPR activities, what we have found out is that in Nagaland we have a lots of potential for GI filing. Initially, as per the ministry's guideline, is that each PIC, at least in a year, we should file for 50 patents. So that was the target set to us. But we said, no, we cannot. Because in Nagaland, we don't have any big industry, big R&D institution, nor we don't have any engineering college. Recently, it's coming out. So those are the challenges, but with the ministry, we say that we have a lot of potential for the GI. So that is the target at the end. It's, we start focusing on that. Because in Nagaland, we are very rich in traditional heritage, like traditional attires, designs, ornaments, and handicrafts. And at the same time, we are very rich in the biodiversity. We have rich resources in flora and fauna. And at the same time, our people, our Naga people, we possess a vast indigenous knowledge on traditional, on our culture. At the same time, on the traditional utilization of the medicinal plants and herbs and faunal resources. But the challenges here that we face is that we don't have any written records, we don't have any proper documentation. So that is the challenges that we face. And since our forefathers, the information are passed down orally, ours is an oral history, we don't have any written record. So that is how our history also it's getting lost, it's getting diluted. So when we want to do the GI, then we don't have even the proper documents to do. So we have to start from the scratch to do documentation. And sadly, most of our NGOs, our people, we don't have the funding to do the documentation also. And recently what we have seen is that various misappropriation of our indigenous traditional knowledge and biopiracy. And that matters are gaining significance. There is significance in this legal story in our country, not only in India, but as well as in our state. So I just want to cite some experiences that we are facing and all. So while filing the GI for the Chagasan show, and since the PIC is facilitating that, there was a contest of one show, particular show that Chagasan Feast of Merit show called Tipikrit. And already the Manipur government, the handloom and handicraft, they have filed that show under the name Shapilimpi. So the contest it started. So they have called the apex body, the Chagasan organization, as well as the PIC, the official. So we represent that in the GI court in New Delhi. So during that process, we have found out the 3 tribes textiles are being filed by the outsider. That is Sumi, Angami, and Ao. Already filed by the outsider. So the GI registry was concerned. So he was discussing with me. And so when we go through all the documents, then none of the Naga, these 3 apex bodies are represented in that. So then that becomes a big concern because our heritage, our traditional attires, those are our identity, our history. So if it goes, and that also filed by the National Institute of Fashion Technology. So then even in the members also nobody from the Nagaland nor from the government department. So that is how we came back and we create an awareness with these 3 apex bodies. So with their permission, then this we have objected, facilitated and objected, and that 3 GI were rejected currently. And at the same time, during that process, the Chagasan Shoal was granted for GI. So with the grant of the GI, I don't know, maybe because of that popularity, there's so many misappropriation, misuse, it starts. So infringement of the GI and no due acknowledgement or royalty to the community. So currently there are 2 GI infringement cases going on in Nagaland. So with these sequences of incidences, there was a serious talk with the department and with the other state government departments. So this is how the Department of Science and Technology, under the aegis of the PIC and Nagaland Handloom and Handicraft Corporation, Department of Industry and Commerce, we have initiated a project called Documentation of Naga Traditional Attires Motif Design on Ornaments, to do the documentation then for GI filing. So basically, and our Chief Minister, he's very kind enough to give the funding to do this project, which is under process, where we plan to complete by this year, the whole publication. So basically, yeah, so once that documentation is done, then automatically the copyright will come in. Then for the second phase, that will be the GI filing. That is where we intend to do. So basically, the target of this project is to take the custodianship, to take the ownership. Due ownership will go to each tribal apex, protect it, and at the same time promote it, where the benefits will go to each owner, to the tribal apex. So I just want to share the experience and the challenges that we face, that we have learned from this journey, is that in some of the villages, during this journey, in some of the villages, most of the storytellers are not there anymore. The old people, they are dying out. So, and another sad story is that when the old people die, then that goes, even our textile ornaments is buried along with them. So, so the originals are getting lost. It's, of course, we are getting late, but nevertheless, it's not too late. We have to report whatever it's or whatever it's there. And so during this journey, of course, some internal conflict also it happened, because ours is migrated from one tribe to another tribe through marriage, and also we have so many shared property again. When we have, through this journey, we have realized that Nagas, we have lots of shared property within the tribe. So GI has to be shared. And yeah, another issue, since Sir Mathung also is here, and yeah, another issue that we want to, I want to highlight here is that in Nagaland now we have 4 GI, 3 under agriculture sector and 1 under textile. But what we have realized is that we are not reaping the benefits of it. We are not able to, getting GI, that is one section, but it's not so difficult. But the post-GI, to get up to the commercialization level and all, that's a lot of work to do. So that is where we are lacking. So PIC, one of the target is also on that. So we are creating awareness on the post-GI, how the user registration should be done, how the branding, commercialization, how it should go, linked to the market, and all. That is where we are lacking, sir. Yeah. So that is one of the focus areas that we have to see also, that so that our farmers, we get the total benefit of it. And coming to the future prospect of the state. Now with the government initiative like Startup India, Made in India, so many innovators are coming. So we are expecting that at least per year we'll get that 5 or 6 patent filing. So that is where we are expecting. And from the agriculture and horticulture sector, varieties of indigenous cultivars plants, we have possessed loads in Nagaland. We have so much potential. So these plants, we have to be preserved, we have to be protected and preserved, because there is a threat. Because with the introduction of the high hybrid, these endemic plants are more vulnerable to extinction. And as I was saying, we are very rich in handicraft, textile, indigenous tools, and not only that the traditional foods, Naga traditional foods and the beverages, these also have the high potential for IP protection. And way forward that I want to suggest is that creation of IP center at the district level. This will really help in reaching out at the district level. PIC we are doing at a small scale, creating awareness and all, but unfortunately we are not able to get around to all the district. So I'm so happy that IDAN has set up this IP facilitating center in collaboration with us, with the PIC NESTEC, with the EDU Center and the other agency, where we hope to reach out to more people, to more audience, because we need a strong IP base for dissemination of the information on IPR, which is the need of the hour. So anytime in the entrepreneurs or the innovators, if you have any IP issues, kindly reach out to us, because we are here to facilitate, we are here to give out those services. So our office is located just below here, so kindly. And one more thing, before I conclude, I want to highlight is that in a year, sometimes we get requests for patent search around 5, 6 from the innovator, that also very recently. So, but what happened is that when they bring their product, most of their product, it's not, it doesn't fulfill the criteria of the patent. Because so what we have found out is that science and technology input, the technical technology input, that is where it's lagging behind. So before you start designing your prototype, that it's always better, nice to have a discussion so that your product, your invention can be patented. So anytime, you are most welcome to reach out to us. Thank you.
I also like to take this opportunity to thank all the participants here. We have lots of exciting events, lots of important topic studies lined up in the technical session.